Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be digging into a topic that's close to my heart, but also something that I think is only going to increase in importance as we head into this new world of remote work and story based leadership, as well as just the gig economy and how really anyone can turn an idea into a product and a business. And so, at the heart of that is, I think, relationship building and being able to show up to communicate your idea, but also to represent your company if you are an employee. And so today I'm going to be speaking about how to stand out on LinkedIn. And with the help of Prezi Video, I've got these three boxes that we'll be digging into with a couple hidden secrets inside. So without further ado, let's dig into the outline. We're going to be chatting about how to build an inviting LinkedIn profile. Next up, we'll talk about how to share story based content to draw people in and build a relationship as you share your work and get to know others on LinkedIn. And then, thirdly, how LinkedIn can be a space just to help and encourage others in your industry, whether it's someone you're mentoring, whether it's a client you're looking to get to know, or a prospect you're looking to build a relationship with. There's a lot of clever ways that LinkedIn provides an opportunity for us to just support and celebrate others. And that's kind of my favorite part about the platform. So let's dig in to building and inviting profile. So, profile tips. As you can see from my photo there, I've got a profile photo that hopefully someone can recognize me if we run into each other at a coffee shop. I've got a cover photo that kind of explains a bit of my background and results that I've delivered. And then if you look in close, you can also see my headlines, which are titled Marketing Advisor, two times TEDx speaker, author of Personal Brand Brief. And so those here, kind of point number one, are keywords that I really recommend people include to ensure that people are able to search them up, but also build a relationship with whatever their title or background may be in the work that they're doing. The second point is to tell a story using your bio. So just below your headline right here, you'll have a bio section on your profile where you can include a couple paragraphs about who you are, what your story is, what you're excited about, and really how people can in touch with you if they have a question. And so my, big piece of advice there is to tell a story that proves you're not a resume, but actually someone that I'd like to sit down and have a coffee with. Point number three here, with your experience section, you're going to want to include results and action items that you've helped deliver for your company, for your startup, or for your side project. And then secondly, if you have photos or links, make sure that you include those to convey that trust with the viewer of your profile. So that's kind of a breakdown on how to build an inviting profile. Let's jump to the next step, which would be how to share story-based content. So as you can see, in the news, in Netflix, in social media, stories inspire and move people. And we know that stories invite engagement. And so on LinkedIn, it's more than just a professional resume platform. It's actually a space where you can share your own stories or stories that inspire you to connect with other professionals on the platform. And so here you can see it's just a little one that I did probably a year or so ago that had over 12,000 likes, and I'm just taking a look, 600 comments, I think. And it was just a little reminder that at 23 years old, you still have time to do your work or to do your goals and build something exciting. And it kind of shares at 23 what those four people were doing. And I think I'm just seeing in the world that people are always in a rush to build the next thing, to do the next thing. And I think it's just a good reminder that we should know that we have time in our life, with our family, with our work, to do things excellently. And so that was a story I shared as an example that really took off and received over 1 million views on the platform. And so I like to share that to say, what list of stories can you create to empower and kind of invite your community to be a part of? How can you watch for great stories in your industry? Point number two. So if that's CEOs, leaders, speakers, other Prezi videos on here, what great stories are others sharing that you could recurate and add your own thoughts, or possibly even just engage with to see how they're approaching it? And then three is save inspiring visuals. So I call this a swipe file, and it's been coined by someone else, but they just have a folder of screenshots, ideas, and stories that really kind of inspire them to take action. And so that's a great way just to keep the ball rolling whenever you need a creative spin. So let's move on to the next slide. We've done building and inviting profile. We've done how to share story-based content. And really number three here is how to help and encourage others. And I think that's where your profile and your content are kind of the foundational pillars, but really number three is how to be active in the outreach in the community and relationship building side. And so let's dig in to the points there. So after you've got your profile and your content, I kind of want to address these four kind of key points here about messaging, connecting, interviewing, and sharing. With your profile and your content, you'll start to open people up to who you are and what you stand for. And that kind of turns a relationship you don't really know into someone that is curious and wants to get to know you. And I think that's where you're now invited to message, connect, and kind of collaborate with others in the space to really take that relationship to the next level. An example is someone I know actually on the Prezi team, the head of editorial, Lorraine Lee. She and I got to know each other on LinkedIn. We were both inspired by the projects we were working on. And we just kind of once in a while would check in on projects and ideas. And eventually I asked her, hey, I am looking to interview individuals for a series I have coming up about how young professionals can share their story on LinkedIn. And Lorraine had a great presence, and I thought she'd be a great candidate. We connected for a Zoom interview, and it was about a 5-minute clip that we were able to collaborate on, share with our audience, and I believe it received over 20,000 views. And that was just a simple way that her and I could connect about something we care about, something we were aligned on, and thirdly, something that could have impact. And we've been able to stay in touch ever since, and it's been inspiring to see the unlocks and the creativity that can come from working with people that are aligned on the same mission. And so I want to point it back to you to say, okay, once you finish your profile, once you have some content out, how can you start messaging people that align with your values and mission or in your industry, connect with people that think the same way, or maybe people you want to get to know. And then thirdly, you also have that interviewing option of writing or filming an interview of sorts for people to be curated and kind of deliver that to your audience. And that's what I kind of have been doing with my newsletter on LinkedIn. And then fourthly, to share. So that's just kind of curating what you've been learning, whether that's podcast ideas, events, and sharing that back to your community so that they are a part of that learning journey as well. So that is point number three. I hope these 3 points really gave you an introduction on how to stand out on LinkedIn. A couple points to close off just to inspire you. LinkedIn has over 700 million professionals on the platform, and an average of 3 people are hired every minute on LinkedIn. And then another point is that close to 50% of LinkedIn members make over $75,000 per year. So I like to share those three stats to say LinkedIn is much more than just a social media platform to connect and have your resume. It's actually a place where you're able to get to know an amazing, diverse group of individuals that typically can care about the same things that you're excited to be a part about. And whether that's your industry, a project, a company, a cause, I encourage you to use these three tips so that you can find your next opportunity, whether it's a job, whether it's an interview, or just a connection that can change the way you think. So, thank you for your time. And I look forward to seeing how you use these tips to leverage your LinkedIn. If you want to connect, I'll add my information below, as well as a weekly newsletter that I write on these sort of tips and advice. And I'm always a connection or message away. See you around and have fun as you test out the new